I'm in my belly shining bright, diamonds dancing in the night, Ferrari parked under moonlight, living fast but feeling right. My bed wave, champagne rain, golden order, no more pain. Every second ultra prime, luxury written in time. Status glow, all white party, marble floors, private list and hidden doors, diamonds frozen on my wrist, every flash you can't resist, slow deep rhythm in my veins, money long like private planes, no stress, just ocean air, flash cameras everywhere, we don't talk, we elevate.
UK's leading AI specialist, Matt Harmsworth. Welcome to the
Wow, that was the welcome.
Yes, the dry sparks and everything. We love it. Matt, great to have you here. Team, we've got a very, very special session, and we've got 30 minutes together. So we are going to go rapid fire through this. I had a Zoom call with Matt, so I'm going to dive straight in. Nice to have you. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much, John. It's lovely to be here. What a place.
I'm so keen to get into this and maximize the time that we've got. Myself and Matt had a Zoom call not too long ago. And we were just catching up. We met at a different event, and we were just, we kind of hit it off. We were talking shop about mutual interests. So we jumped on Zoom together. Very quickly, the conversation turned to AI, and my jaw was just hitting the floor with some of the stuff that this guy was saying, and we've got to squeeze you in. I can find half an hour. I'm sure we can on the schedule. Like, I need to add you to the lineup because we need the audience to hear some of the stuff that you were sharing with me on Zoom. I think that it's critical information. We're watching people on YouTube and Instagram and these content creators that are talking about AI, and it's starting to dawn on me, the people who are actually really embedded in this world and working on AI are not out there creating content about it, they're actually doing it. You with me? The people that are talking about AI on YouTube are the ones that are just choosing AI as a hot topic, and then they go into ChatGPT to give me a script for a YouTube video that sounds really sexy about AI. Do you see what I'm saying? There's people talking about it, and there's people actually doing it. Matt's one of the people actually doing it. So let's dive straight in. You've done a lot of stuff in your entrepreneurial career. There's loads we could go into. You've been doing this for potentially longer than I've been alive. So you've been in business a long time.
Thanks for that, John.
Yeah. Apologies, but it's true. So you've done a lot of stuff, but we haven't got time to go into that. Let's get straight to the good stuff. How did your journey with AI start? Like, when did you start playing with this, realizing this is the future? Just talk us through that moment.
It was probably towards the end of COVID when ChatGPT started to release its very, very early models. And at that time, I've got several businesses. One is a survey and inspection company, and the other one is a drone company. I was a Hollywood drone pilot at the time, and I thought, do you know what? We could use this new tool to scale and grow our business. So I think what's really critical to understand when you're thinking about AI is that there's lots and lots of different tools out there that you could be using, but actually the smart money, what you really should be thinking about is building an AI engine underneath the surface that your business can run on, because it's very, very important to me. My whole ethos sits around using AI to free up your humans to do the best work. And the best way to do that is to build an AI engine into your business. You don't want your staff using ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic, all of these tools directly in their web browser. You want to build that intellectual property into your business. It makes the business more valuable at the end of the day, because I'm a passionate believer in the fact that you should be building a business to sell it, even if you've got no intention of selling it. You make better decisions, don't you, at the end of the day?
Yeah. So when you say AI engine, talk us through what you mean. Building an AI engine into the business instead of just talking with chat.
100%. So the way that you look at that it all starts with almost traditional business consultancy. So what you need to do is you need to have a look at your business and you need to work out where those time sucks are. What are those repeatable tasks that you or your staff are carrying out over and over and over again? And one of the best ways to do that, and this isn't sexy, by the way, sorry, but it's not. One of the best ways to do it is to do 15-minute time tracking. So get you or your staff to track your time in 15-minute segments for an entire week and work out exactly what the tasks are that are taking up that time. And then we look at that and we look to see how we can start to incorporate that into your business. So when I talk about an AI engine, what I'm talking about is an interface that is bespoke to your business that your staff and you interact with, okay? So you've got processes, you've got humans driving the processes, and the AI sits underneath that. There's lots of talk at the moment about what is best, ChatGPT and Claude. By the way, the number one question I'm getting asked at the moment is how on earth can I take my data from ChatGPT and put it into Claude? Just the DMs, the messages, my own team are asking me this.
Right.
And you shouldn't be buying this stuff on bullet-pointed features. Nobody buys a car based on the fact it's got a gear stick and electric windows and heated seats. You build it, you buy it because it's the right tool for the job.
Right. And so when you talk about the way this AI engine sits in the business, firstly, we've got some people in the room that are solopreneurs. Let's talk to them first. Like how would that look for them if they're just a one-man or one-woman band right now? They're doing the time tracking, but probably just for their own time, and then building systems to alleviate those tasks, right?
Absolutely. So to give you a practical example, once you've identified those tasks within your business that are repeatable, and really you don't necessarily want to do them anymore, one of the things that you can then do is you can go directly to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever your favorite tool is at the time. So I've got this idea for this wonderful thing that it's going to change my life and accelerate my business to the next level. These are the things that I need it to do. You don't need to have any technical knowledge or technical know-how. Just tell it the problems. If you tell it the problems, what it'll do then, it will give you a blueprint. You can then take that blueprint to one of the tools, vibe coding tools, so something like Replit or Lovable. You can plug that in and it will start to build you a process, an engine for your business. And at that point, you can then start to add on new features as time goes on and your business grows and scales.
Great. And so same principle applies if you have a team, you're doing the same thing, but now the team are the ones utilizing those.
Just imagine how powerful it would be for your business if you had your own version of Go High Level, your own version of Active Campaign. Imagine how valuable that would be to your business. Imagine how that would make you stand out in the market when you're having conversations, you're maybe doing tender bids and things like that.
So then give us some practical examples then of some of these like highest leverage parts of that AI engine. You know, when you've done this time tracking with you and your clients, like what comes up repeatedly that we're like, time saved there, time saved there, time saved there?
So one of the things that I've done in one of my businesses, which is a survey and inspection business, is that my team were struggling to price jobs accurately and price jobs on time. So using vibe coding, we built a tool for them that is embedded into our own AI engine, which they can enter the customer's details into, and they can enter various different variables in, and it will spit out the price at the end of it. It may be that you've got a serious amount of leads coming into your business, and you need to qualify and segment those leads. You can build a tool that, based on the form fields that are within those form submissions, that you can segment that audience out, pull it into your CRM, and then extract better value from it. There is so much you can do, so much that you can do that it's kind of overwhelming, isn't it? You just don't really know where to start with it.
Right. One of the things we were talking about on Zoom was customer service as one of those pieces. That was the one that you were sharing with me, is like we're pretty much there to just eradicate that from the business altogether. We have on our websites, for example, or sales funnel pages, if there's ever a call to action page, you sometimes see those pop-ups, right? Where it's like, hey, how can I help you here on this page? And you're talking to it used to be a human. there's these little, add-ons that you could put on the website where if someone messaged in that little chat box on the bottom right-hand corner that pops up, it goes through to a human who can now interact in real time. Now we've got very reliable AI chatbots that can sit there. You mentioned even just help desk ticketing, all these random questions that are coming in all the time. It's like we're basically there to where all of that is non-existent now. But just talk me through how that's the case. Like where are we at in the level of sophistication of responses to where we can trust as business owners that people are being answered in a
yeah, that's a great question, and I will get to that, but I'm going to unpick it a little bit first. So I think it's important for everybody to understand, this is just my philosophy, by the way, but as the days go by, it's being proved more and more correct. I fundamentally believe that your website is going to become the back door to your business, not the front door. We've spent 20 years optimizing our websites for the human mind to move people from A to B with psychologically motivated copy and then to take action. We've got Jeff Bezos and Amazon to thank for the fact that what humans now expect is speed. When you reach out to a business, you want speed. And unfortunately, for those of us that are business owners, what that now means is that we need to match that level of service. So when people are buying, they want a really speedy experience. And when they're in your world and they're going through delivery, they want a really speedy experience. So with that being said, if your website is going to become the back door to your business, what's going to become the front door? The front door is going to become agentic AI agents. Humans are inherently lazy. They are going to be using their mobile phones to search for products and services on the internet, right? When that agent goes to your website, AI agents love structured data because they're really boring. They love structured data. When it lands on your website, if there is structured data in there that it can interact with, so in terms of your frequently asked questions and all that kind of good information, if it can get that information, it is going to serve you up to your customers a lot quicker. If you've got a chatbot, a traditional chatbot on your website, sitting in the back of that, you can have all your frequently asked questions, all the information about your business. That chatbot, I'm going to call it a chatbot, but it's not really, it's a digital employee. That is going to interact with your customer as if it's a real-life human. It's going to operate within guardrails, and it's going to deliver information to either a customer or a lead in a natural language way. Right. And it's going to give them what they need quickly, and that's going to become very, very important.
So there's so much more to unpack. Let's quickly dive a bit deeper on that. You said it's working within guardrails, and we're feeding it the information it needs. Like how are we accurately conveying our company voice or our own voice if it's just us, so that chatbot really is, the person is experiencing what would be a conversation with us as accurately as possible? How are we doing that?
So when you're building AI agents, it needs to be built bespoke to your business. There are off-the-shelf solutions, but they're generic bolt-ons, right? What you really need to do is build something bespoke to your business. And one of the ways that you can do that is that you can get a tool like OpenAI or ChatGPT or Claude to go and crawl your website. You can give it absolutely everything about your website and ask it to create draft one of this agent. Where most people go wrong when they're building their own AI agents is they assume they're writing a script for a salesperson. They assume that they need to script the whole thing from line to line to line. How does that work? If you take an employee and you say, this is what I want you to say every second of the day from 9 to 5, it doesn't go very well, does it? You really need to just give it the final objective, what you want to achieve, and let it go off and do its thing. Once you've got that information, once you've extracted all that information about your business, you also need to consider putting that on your website under a hidden page specifically for AI agents to browse, and then everything's there.
Yeah, right. Very cool. Okay, so let's talk more about voice stuff then, because you were telling me this is the next big unlock. It's like, for many of us in the room, including me, including many of the people on the stage that seem like we've got it all together, we're still piecing this together as we go. We're still figuring this out. Like we know kind of where AI is going, but we also don't know where it's going. We're all just on this journey together. So we're looking for clues. We're looking to figure this out. One of the next big unlocks is voice. And I just want you to unpack that for us a little bit more.
Great question. Voice, I believe, and a lot of the big names in the industry believe, is where this is all going to end up. I don't know if the audience is aware, but at the moment, the AI that sits on both Android and Apple phones is basically powered by Google. It's powered by Gemini. Google is obviously one of the biggest advertising engines in the world. So the reason I believe that voice is going to become so important is that people are going to be searching for products and services by voice with their phone. If you remember just now, I said humans are lazy. We just want to solve those problems, and we want to solve those problems really, really quickly. So they're going to have their phone in their hand, and they're going to essentially be saying, I need a plumber, I need an electrician, I need a hairdresser. How can I find a good marketing agency for my business? And the AI is going to go out and is going to search the internet. And it's worth just mentioning that the way you get your business to show up, AI works on authority. So if you're sitting here at the moment, I know a few people have spoken about personal brand over the last couple of days. That is going to become really, really important. You're not going to be able to hide anymore. You need to put yourself and your business out there because the AI works on entities. It works on authority. The more of an authority you are seen to be in your space, the more likely you are to turn up in the search results. And if you've got a niche business, if you make lemon-flavored dog food for chihuahuas, great news. You're going to be right up there. But if you run a generic marketing agency or you're a plumber, you're going to struggle. Some of you have probably heard the likes of Daniel Priestley is very vocal about this, talking about the best trade in the AI era is going to be a plumber or a carpenter. I'm not convinced that's right. Because when the leads are coming into that business and the plumber's got his head under the sink, how's he going to deal with that? And that's where voice comes in. When the AI passes a lead to your business, you need to make sure someone's there to answer the phone. And AI voice agents fill that gap.
Right. Very cool. So then give us, we could do the whole session on this next bit, but give us just a whistle-stop tour of how we can continue to position ourselves well and optimize for being featured. You know, things are moving to AEO as opposed to SEO. It's not search engine optimization, it's answer engine optimization. How can we be featured as the answer when people are looking for things?
Yeah, SEO is dead. You need to start really considering GEO. You might want to write this down. This is my one top tip takeaway for all of you. AI search, one of the places that large language models go to is something called Wikidata. It's like Wikipedia, but it's Wikipedia for AI engines. You need to make sure that your business, your products, your services are all listed on Wikidata. And by the way, it's a massive pain in the arse to do it. It takes a significant amount of time. And a bit like SEO, you're not going to see instant results, but you really need to spend the time, put in some effort into there. The other thing that you need to think about is the way that, by the way, how many of you at the moment are using large language models like ChatGPT for search? Yeah, quite a lot. Almost everyone in this room. And that's because you're in the top 5% of people in the UK, by the way. Smart bunch of people you've got here. Most are using ChatGPT and OpenAI for search at the moment. And that means that if you haven't thought about it, you really need to start thinking about it now and pivoting. When the AI goes out and searches for you, I don't want to know your search history, but when it goes out searching for products and services, the way AI works at the moment is it's almost taking a photo of the web page and reading it, okay? What we're moving towards is AI agents going to your website, pressing buttons, filling in lead forms and exploring. So just imagine for a second there's a button on your website that says AI agents. If an AI agent clicks that button and it takes them to a hidden page that's got all of that structured data I was talking about earlier, then you're already in the top 1% of businesses in the world. People aren't talking about this at the moment. They're not talking about it.
Very cool. Okay, let's go into some other examples. Like let's geek out for a minute. Like where else can this integrate in the business? We were talking about webinars. You know, for example, my model, what we do. Where's this going in that department? How are we using this to increase the bottlenecks throughout the process of that webinar journey, for example?
So I think it's important to remember that an AI agent just sits in the middle of a process. It's just a digital employee, right? So too many people, I think about, what can I build this agent to do? That agent is just a digital employee. You have a trigger for that agent, and that trigger could be anything. It could be a webinar sign-up, it could be a WhatsApp message, it could be an SMS text message, it could be an email. There's some form of trigger. It could be a phone call. The action off the back of that could be updating a CRM, starting a process. So you want to start thinking about agentic AI like a smart CRM. So in your webinar example, we've got clients at the moment that are using it to improve show-up rates, either through automated messaging or actually phone calls. So if you've got a database in your CRM or even just on a spreadsheet, you can get an AI agent to phone those people 3, 4, 5 times on the run-up to an event. Are you coming? Great news. Where's the coffee machine? Where can I park if it's a live event? Who else do you know who you would recommend this to? You can pull all of that information out. The traditional way of doing that is obviously either through automation, but which, as we know, gives poor results, or somebody on the phone, a human on the phone.
And you're saying now the human on the phone is
AI.
AI, yeah.
And there'll be people in the room that are going, I don't want to do that. That's going to damage my brand. That's probably because your experience of AI voice up to this point has been poor. They're getting so good now. And if you build it bespoke to your business, away you go. And you can have fun with it as well. We had somebody phone up our business at 2 o'clock in the morning wanting it was a tree survey. They wanted a tree survey at 2 o'clock in the morning. And we get the transcripts and they said, are you an AI? And it said, yeah, I am. Everyone else is at home.
Sleeping.
Can you transform it? No, I can't. And it literally, with that inflection and that accent, and I can help you right now, and I can actually send you a quote, or I can get Carolyn in the office to phone you tomorrow morning at 9:15 once she's had her coffee. Which would you prefer? And then it went on and it walked them through the quoting process. That is the level of interaction we can get now. I think when we talk about AI and voice, all of us go straight to offshored call centers, press 1 for this, press 2 for that. You don't need that anymore. Call centers are dead because the AI has already got the process and the map built in the back end. So when that person phones in and says, can I speak to Lucy in accounts? It goes, sure, I'll put you straight through. Or it can access documents and policies, etc. It's mind-blowing. And by the way, it can handle 1,000 phone calls at once as well.
Very cool.
And change voice halfway through.
What, because they've been transferred to Lucy in accounts?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. So so you've just given a really good example of like, I think some of us are nervous in the room because we think, well, if we're using an AI voice agent, but we're pretending it's a human, if we get caught out, now it's brand, damage or whatever. But you're saying actually there's moments where it's not drawing attention to that. If they think it's a human, great. But if they ask, it's going to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's how we're getting the balance there then.
But people aren't going to care. In 6 months to a year, people will not care. At the moment, yes, in some use cases there is resistance. But most people won't care. And why won't they care? Because it solves their problem. If you're phoning your insurance company at 11 o'clock at night, you just want help. And if the AI can help you, you will embrace that. And we do have people come to us that want to pretend it's human, and we won't work with them.
Yeah.
We want total transparency. I believe you should be totally transparent. I'm using this tool to give you better customer service, not to save costs.
Well,
Put the humans first.
It strikes me as this is where a room like this, it's like we talked about this on day one. We need to be in the future, thinking about where this is going. Even if it feels a bit uncomfortable, it's like, well, if this is where we're going, I want to run with this. And it's like, even if it feels a bit weird now, feels a bit uncomfortable, if this is truly the direction that we're going, then we want to swim with the current, not against it, right? There's lots of things that have felt uncomfortable, but then it became normal after a period of time. I think about the first time that opt-in pages became a thing. It was like asking for someone's name and email. Everyone felt so weird putting their email onto a page. Who remembers that? When it was first a thing, and you put your email onto it, and you're like, they want my email, this must be a scam, what are they going to do with it? Who remembers this? But now it's like normal. Now it's like just in there, ready to go. Same thing happened with putting credit card information on the page. The first time that really started to become a thing, it's like, I'm going to put my, I've been told to shield my PIN at a cash point and now I'm just going to put my credit card details on a page. Now it's normal, it's pre-populated. Carrier bags, they used to be free. They had to pay 10p. There was outrage when carrier bags went up for payment.
They're still free if you steal them, John.
No, that's true, yeah. We're getting to know your character now.
Did you know, interesting side note, very, very quickly, that's the biggest theft item for Tesco's in the UK.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what?
Carrier bags, who knew?
I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I've started. I found this little sneaky trick when I was a boy. I used to put and I was young, okay? This wasn't last week.
This
very, very
does not
young.
sound good.
Say it again?
This does not sound good.
Well, I basically used to go, this was with my friends, we used to go to the skate park, and on our way to the skate park with our BMX bikes, we used to go past Tesco's, and it was when you could put your own item on a weighing scale and say what it is and then pay. And I used to find the lightest, cheapest vegetable. I used to put that on the weighing scale, but I would actually bring in my donuts, my snacks, and all my stuff. And so that's what I would pack in a bag, and then I would check out with my kale or whatever it was. And so I'd get about £3 worth of goodies for 12p. Anyway, I don't know why I told you that. We've got a few minutes left. How many of you in the room are in a position where we're talking your language already? You love these conversations. You're in this world. Awesome, very cool, hands down. How many of you are learning stuff where you're like, this is cool, this is exciting, this is great, awesome, hands down? How many of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but this seems to be where we're going? Okay, great stuff, so a bit of a mixture. Matt, you do this stuff for people, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that. If we're kind of in this room going, I kind of want to do this, but I don't know how or where to start. This is what you do, isn't it?
It is what we do, yeah, it is what we do. We've got sort of 3 entry points into our world. So we've got the super high-level consultancy where we go into people's business and we actually find out how you should fix the problems within those business and where you can use AI and automation. So we've got that. We build voice agents for people as well to utilize within their business. We've got a system that we've built ourselves, totally bespoke, build AI agents, totally bespoke to your business. And those AI agents, they could be voice, or you switch a button and it can just sit on your website. Because I know there's some of you going, well, I don't get any phone calls. It's not all about phone calls. We just need to have an eye on that moving to the future. And then we have something called AI Flight Club, which is an entry point into my world where we have a weekly Q&A and then we have a monthly webinar on whatever the hot topic is, because this is moving so fast at the moment.
Very cool. I'm just sat here thinking about, why did I just tell a room full of 400 people that I'm a thief? Why did I do that?
Clip that.
We've got lo and behold, a QR code for you. We've arranged something special, haven't we? I think it's really cool.
We have. So I've spent a lot of time learning this stuff, so you don't have to, because it is so damn confusing. What we've got with that QR code is we're basically doing free audits for people. So if you scan that, it's going to take you through, and you're going to drop into my WhatsApp. Thanks, Paul Green, wherever he is. You're going to drop into my WhatsApp, and you'll get access to that free audit.
And by the way, I think you should all do it. It's really cool. It's basically a 30-question examination. So you go through this audit, you answer these questions based on where you're at, and it's going to start to spit out answers for where you could be optimizing in your business specifically and saving time, saving money, being more efficient. And I think on the other end of that, if you want to chat with Matt, he's very generously put a call invitation at the end of that. Of course, on that call, he's going to explore with you what you've got going on. He's going to tell you all the things you need to know if you want to go do it yourself. So it's a free strategy session, but of course there's also an option to go, Matt, that all sounds great, can you do it for me? And you can explore that too. So I think it'd be a great opportunity to do that. We've got 1 minute left. What would you leave us with? What is your lasting impact on this room here?
My final thing really is I want you to all take away the fact that the business that you're in today is not the business that you're going to be in tomorrow. If you don't embrace this and go with the flow, you're going to be in trouble. So the business that you're in today is not the business you're going to be in tomorrow.
Very cool. Love it. So listen, Matt's here. He's going to be around for the rest of the day, so do chat with him in the corridor. I know you just want to geek out on this stuff.
I do. Come and geek out with me.
So have a chat with Matt. Let's thank him for his time. Matt Harmsworth, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.